The Leap Foundation proudly presents the Meet the Mentor podcast with Dr. Bill Dorfman. Dr. Bill is a TV host, New York Times best-selling author, two-time Guinness World Book record holder, fitness guru, celebrity cosmetic dentist, and philanthropist who founded the Leap Foundation. Here's Dr. Bill.
Hey, Dr. Bill here. I'm super duper excited to introduce you to this next mentor. We have a special connection. I've literally known Bradley Kaye since he was born. We grew up together. Our parents were best friends, and it's been a real treat to be able to bring him onto this. Before we do this, I need to tell you, I am so excited. I got my vaccine. So I entered the study. It's the Lindquist Institute. It's the AstraZeneca vaccine for COVID-19. Every third person gets a placebo, but I'm sure they gave me the real one because I threatened them all if they didn't. But hopefully we will see a big turn in the tide with this horrible epidemic, and hopefully LEAP will be a live program this summer. The dates are July 18th to the 24th at UCLA. If you'd like more information, go to www.leapfoundation.com. And whether we do the program live and virtually or just virtually, there will be a great program. Every year we have the most amazing speakers year after year after year. And it's phenomenal, the kind of support that we've gotten. I mean, think of this. Where else can you go and meet Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Hopkins, Paula Abdul, Michael Strahan, Jason Alexander, Apollo Ono, Pentatonics, our mayor, Eric Garcetti. I mean, on and on and on. And all of these people come and speak for free because, like me, they believe that our future lies in our youth. And LEAP is a motivational leadership program for high school and college students aged 15 to 25, where we teach you the skills that you need to be successful in life, and it works. LEAP works. It changes these young kids' lives. So please, please, please check out our website, www.leapfoundation.com. If you're a student between 15 and 25 and you'd like to attend, please enroll. If you are a parent and you have a student 15 to 25, if you don't enroll them, you're a bad parent. So enroll your students. One of the highlights of the program culminates on Friday with something we call a mentor workshop. The mentor workshop is where we bring in 100 different professionals from all walks of life, where students get to sit at a table and ask them questions about their profession, about the challenges that they had to face and how they overcame them and whatnot. And students love this. So as a result of this, we started doing these Meet the Mentor podcasts. The Meet the Mentor podcast is pretty much what they're going to get at the live program. But it's a little bit of a precursor and kind of a teaser to keep the kids interested throughout the year and get them to, want to come to the next program. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to my dear friend, Brad Kaye. I actually call him my cousin because we're not blood related, but we're like cousins. We grew up together. Our parents were neighbors and best friends our whole lives. And he has had an amazing career that he's going to share with you. So Bradley Kaye is a principal art director at Disney Parks Live Entertainment. Brad has been with the Walt Disney Company for the past 2 decades as the principal art director. He leads a team of 22 art directors and graphic designers who are responsible for the live entertainment at Disneyland Resort. In addition, his design work can be seen at the California Resort, as well as the Florida, Paris, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and all 4 cruise ships that they do. And my kids and I enjoyed that every single night. We did 5 Disney cruises, Brad. Outside
you see my work?
Disney, outside of Disney, Brad has also designed various theaters around Los Angeles and in New York, on tour and on the open seas. He is the recipient of many design acknowledgements, including the Lifetime Design from Los Angeles Drama Critics Circle and the Legacy Award from Disney. He received his bachelor's degree from Northwestern University and his Master of Fine Arts from the California State University of Long Beach. Brad, welcome to Meet the Mentor.
Thank you.
So one of the things that differentiates this podcast from many out there is, in addition to talking about you and your career, I want you to give students out there an idea of what they need to do if they want to emulate your career. But before we get there, let's talk about your career. How did it start? Where did it start?
Started in junior high, believe it or not. I helped out with a small holiday stage show. They needed somebody on stage to help move a Christmas tree and plug it in. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And then in high school, I kept going at it, just helping build the shows. And then I got to design a moving carousel, small, like 4 foot, for one of the shows. And I thought, this is actually really interesting. So when I went to college at Northwestern, I started developing a plan in the theater program on designing and stage managing, but taking courses in everything. So I was learning how to direct, how to design, how to act, how to stage manage, how to light a show, how to do box office. Because I realized the more I knew, the more I could learn, the more I could learn, the more I had in my database to then help me in the future. And it has helped. So then I took some time off to work in theater, freelance, went back to graduate school because I realized there was more I could learn. A lot of people do go to graduate school for the degree, to say I have a master's or I have this. I went back, I was earning a decent living by that time, but I went back because I knew I could learn more. And I truly believe, even to this day, you can never stop learning. So graduate school gave me many more skills, which then helped me go onto the path of being a successful designer in Los Angeles. And at one point, I was pretty much the most high in demand designer in LA for about 2 years, 3 years.
Why don't you explain exactly what it is that you do? Because people who aren't in the world of theater and entertainment, they might not really understand the intricacies of what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Sure, of course. As a set designer or art director in film and production terms, I personally am responsible for, the easiest way to put it, if you're watching a stage play or a TV show, even, if people stand on it, if they stand in front of it, if they stand under it, or if they hold it, that's what I draw and design. So the coffee house set in Friends or the apartment set in Big Bang Theory would be my work. If you're watching a Disney parade, as the floats come down the street and they're dancing with gigantic oversized flowers, the floats and all the flowers would be work I've done. Bill, you mentioned you've been on the cruise ships. So you've seen Aladdin and the Golden Mickeys and Tangled and others. Those are all my shows. I've designed all those. So everything that the guests see inside this theater, which may include lanterns floating overhead, would be my work. And by my work, I mean, I do the ideas and concepts, but I have a team that supports me. There are people much more talented than myself who can draw and paint and create characters. And I look to them and rely on them as a team effort to create anything.
So basically, you're a very visual person. Mm-hmm. You're creating a vision so that, you know, what you need to do is basically take the story, take the character, and figure out what is it we really want the audience to see. Correct. And then you need to figure out how to make that happen, right?
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. From a pencil sketch literally on a napkin, which I've done many times, or on my phone. There are great applications now for your iPhone, which you can draw and doodle on, and then taking that into the computer or onto a big drawing, and then working with the people that built them, whether it be here in Los Angeles or New York or overseas. And the whole
I'm going to ask you an embarrassing question.
It's okay.
What sets you apart from other stage directors? I mean, you know, obviously you've had an amazing career and you've been acknowledged in your career, you've gotten awards. What is it that separates you from the average art director that's, you know, that's not getting awards?
That's a good question. Honestly, Bill, it's cliche, but a lot of times it's being in the right place at the right time. And also never saying no. When I started in graduate school and finished graduate school, I was doing plays in a very small theater, pretty much the size of my living room, and making maybe $500 for a few weeks' work. But I would do it. And that would be seen and noticed. And then other people might go, hey, you know, Brad could do this for us. And it goes on from there. I did one small show because someone else couldn't do it. And that show ran for 6 months and I received acclaim all over the place. And that led to 2 years worth of work at other theaters. And again, that theater show was maybe the size of my living room. So you never know where it's going to go.
And, you know, I love the fact that you continue to learn and learn and learn. You know, that makes you a much more valuable asset in any company you're working in. You know, our new favorite motto at LEAP is learn so you can earn and then return. And I know you do that as well.
It's very, very true. In my role as the principal art director, as you mentioned, I lead the team. We also have the great opportunity to bring in an intern every 6 months. And our intern is within 6 months of finishing either college or graduate school, and they have a very strong interest in working for the entertainment industry. But so they come in and they continue to learn, to earn, and we move them on. I've had one intern is now the associate producer for Disney Cruise Lines for their entertainment. Another intern is now one of our art directors, designers for Florida. Third intern just designed our most recent parade in California called Magic Campus. And so it's the opportunity to hand down, as I say, to the next generation of designers. Disney has been around for 100 years. We have to keep us going and have to keep them going. So you always are looking for who can keep going and keep it looking great.
What's your favorite part of your job?
Part of it is collaboration. I love working with other people. I really refuse to believe anyone should work in a silo, meaning working just by themselves in the dark. So that, and honestly, Billy, you made me smile when you mentioned before. It's seeing our guests' faces, seeing them smile as something comes down the street, as something comes on stage, as they get to run up and hold hands with Elsa or Rapunzel, knowing that I had something to do with that. It's an amazing feeling that never ends, and that's the truth after 20 plus years. And
then conversely, what's your least favorite part?
The hours? No, that's part of it. It's the blank page. I will look at a blank page for hours and go, what am I going to do? And it makes you want to tear your hair out, as well, as you can see. But once you get past that and it starts happening, it's great. So there's always that brief pause. It's the same thing if you're in school. How do I write the paper? Right. How do I finish the assignment? It's that time, which is my least favorite.
Oh, you should call me. I'm super creative and very visual. I never shared this Disney experience with you, but I'll tell you a really funny story.
Please.
So I went to Disneyland right after I graduated dental school with 10 of my students in my class. And I didn't know this, but back then, this was in 1983, they would have a team of 5 or 6 people with clipboards and very official Disney looking that would scout for people who looked like Disney characters. I think they call them face characters as opposed to furry characters. So, and if you did, they would offer you a job or to be in the parade. So I come in with these students and all of a sudden they start walking right at us. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we're getting thrown out. We just got here they said, sir, can we talk to you? And I'm like, I haven't done anything. They said, sir, would you like to be in the Disney parade? I'm like, what are you talking about? They said, we think you would make an amazing Aladdin.
That's hilarious. And not a bad thing, but that's great.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm like, before I could say no, they start telling me all the benefits. And they're like, and you get $100 extra per day as a face character. I said, yeah, but I just graduated dental school. I think I'll make more as a dentist. They're like, yes, you will.
Yes. But we have people who have made a profession of being face characters and continuing on from there. One of our writers used to be performing in the street, and she's now the voice of Snow White, or she's friends with Snow White and the voice of for special events. And they keep going. Now, it's very interesting when you come into work, you'll see hundreds of people waiting in line to audition to be a face character. And
wow.
It's changed slightly now, but that's great. I can see that happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would have enjoyed being Aladdin, that's for sure. But I think I enjoyed doing teeth a little bit more.
Which is good.
Yeah. Right now is a really, really trying time for everybody. What are you guys doing in the theme parks?
We are doing the best we can. How's that? We have opened up Shanghai. We have opened up Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Florida, of course. Disney, we are waiting on the government to determine when California can reopen, and we are ready and very excited. We've got everything in place, so we can open up with all the necessary precautions and, hand sanitizer and everything everywhere. In the meantime, we have Downtown Disney open, and we are expanding on that. Actually, this week, we are extending it to include Buena Vista Street at Disney California Adventure. And so with reservation, just like everything else, you wait in line and they get checked, and they keep the guest count to a minimum, so limited. But you'll be able to go into Downtown Disney and then also Buena Vista Street. So you can go to Carthay Circle, you can go in the stores there, you can get a corn dog, you can take a photograph of the Walt and Mickey statue. It's actually, we're all really, I'm being serious, we're all really excited. I was there last week for something else, and I happened to walk through the areas. They're doing re-landscaping, the music was playing, and they were just checking everything. And it almost brought a tear to my eye just to be back in the Disney environment, knowing that it's there.
That's awesome. So career-wise, what's next for Brad Kaye? That you can talk about.
Yeah, I know.
You've got secret projects.
No, of course. It's very funny. I thought you were going to ask me what my favorite project has been, and my answer is it's always the next one. So I'm thankfully on some very exciting projects that I'm really unable to talk about, but we have projects happening worldwide between now and 2026, and I'm on projects right now through 2023, which continue the Disney feel, no matter where you are. One thing I've been working on, which of course has been promoted, they just talked about this week, is the Avengers Campus at California Adventure. And that's going to be an amazing place, very immersive, where you're going to be able to walk in and be in the world of Marvel. So you'll be able to ride on a vehicle, Spider-Man, or see Black Panther and Black Widow and Captain America fighting the villains, or meet Doctor Strange, or shrink down in Pym's labs and have a pretzel as big as that. It's going to be a pretty amazing environment. And I've been working on that, helping out the live entertainment aspect.
I know earlier you mentioned never say no, but what would you say is really the secret to success in your industry?
Besides never saying no, keep learning. Honestly, and this is when I did the mentor program with you on that Friday, this question came up in every single roundtable. Have your sketchpad, have your iPhone with the different apps on it, or Google. It doesn't matter if you're Android or iPhone. I want to make sure that's clear, but keep learning and making sure you have the skill set out there. If you can hand draw, that's brilliant, but please make sure you can do computer drawing, whether that be Illustrator, which is two-dimensional, Photoshop, which is painting, programs such as CAD or SketchUp or Rhino, which are all 3D, or Revit. The more you're able to show, the more you'll be able to do. And that's the truth.
So let's focus on this a little bit. So let's say I'm a high school or junior high school student, and I really want to be an art director. Like, this is something I'm completely and totally enamored with. Give me some things besides learning how to work with these apps that I should be, studying, classes I should be taking, workshops I could maybe do, or how I could get involved in local theater and things like that.
Well, you just hit it on the head. Get involved with local theater. There are so many summer programs out there. They're small children's theater or just local community theater or equity waiver theater, where we're talking how audiences which are anywhere from 50 to 100 or in a local community park or in a community center. And so many of the people want to be on stage and acting. So when someone comes in and goes, can I help build the set? Can I help run the box office? Can I please design your program? They will jump at it. And then you will have done it. And they'll be very excited. And also they'll be like, again, can you do this for us next time? And you can keep going at it. Draw, color, look what's around you. Take classes, study, watch old shows on YouTube, watch old shows on PBS, watch old shows on the Broadway channel. Look to see how other people have done it before you. But one great thing is there is no right or wrong way. It's you look at the painters. We have one designer, she can mention every single classical painter offhand, and she uses that to influence her. Another one loves Disney animation. Another one loves Gorey, who designed the, Charles Addams and Edward Gorey. Charles Addams, of course, designed the Addams Family. But if you look at that very graphic style, and that shows up in her work. So let these people be inspired who from those who have come before. It's hard for you to see, but yeah, all those books are all art books. The other side is reading books. But there's Disney art. I've got Charles Addams there. The history of theater, architectural detailing. It's very handy just to keep having it and reading it. And yes, real books, not on the computer.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned it earlier. If you had to pick your one favorite project, the one you're most proud of that you did, what would it be and why?
Besides the next one. Now I've been with the project company for 20 years, so now it's a little bit more challenging. I'll tell you though, and you can see it on YouTube. That's one of the reasons I mentioned this. I got to do a new version of Lion King in 2019 for Paris, Disneyland. And they let us as the creative team come up with a whole new look. So if you've seen the movie or seen it on Broadway or seen it in any of the theme parks before, this is a completely different look, different feel, very stylized, very high-end fashion, very acrobatic, a little bit of cirque, very percussive. And it was amazing. So we convinced them to rebuild this theater from scratch for us. And my set was 3 times as large as a typical Broadway show and twice as high. And I had moving scenery that incorporated the top of a crane. So I had this gigantic unit in the middle that instead of rolling on wheels, it literally floated as it spun, things like that. And being given the opportunity was amazing. That was 2.5 years worth of work.
And we can see that on YouTube if we look up what?
If you search Paris, Lion King 2020. It opened last year, but then they filmed it again this year, and it's a much better YouTube video, honestly.
All right, I'm going to watch
But it looks great. It really is. It's a 20-minute show. There's 2 lines of dialogue. The rest is all singing and dancing, and it's all live audio vocals.
Brad, I won't keep you longer. I know you're in the middle of a ton of different meetings and you guys are in really high demand right now. I so appreciate you doing this. I also appreciate you participating at LEAP. I also appreciate you sponsoring kids and sending us kids that really can, gain from the program. What you're doing is amazing. I can't wait to go back to the park and see yourself live. And I thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you this summer.
All right. Hey, Dr. Bill, over and out.
To learn more about the LEAP Foundation, go to leapfoundation.com or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LEAP Foundation or on Instagram at LEAP Foundation. Listen to the Meet the Mentor podcast with Dr. Bill Dorfman on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.